Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 364, as well as day 364 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring, here in the state of Michigan. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this yearly time frame of running every single day outside. And to run 2 major races within this yearly time frame as well. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race, which was on day 156 of my journey. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race out in Middleville, Michigan. I was able to finish that 31-mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. That was a personal record for me, being my first ever 50K ultra marathon. The next race that I challenged myself to run within this yearly time frame, and while running this 100-mile challenge, or while running this 365-day in a row challenge, was the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That was on day 290 of my journey. I ran that within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds, which was as well a personal record for me. Being my first official marathon, was very excited with that time. In 2020, I did run an unofficial marathon with my buddy Joe. That was my first year ever running. And I was able to run a marathon in that year. Really slow, around 5 hours and 22 minutes, so I was able to shave a good portion off of that in my first officially timed marathon this year in the year 2021, which is my second actual official year ever running. So very excited about both of those personal records for me, the 50K and the marathon. Especially at the age I am of 33. So today being day 364, we are 1 day away from completing the 365-day challenge. And clearly we were able to run those races and keep the streak alive. But let's break down the mileage for the day-to-day, the week, the month, and the year so far. So for the day today, got out there and put in 4.8 miles. That put me at 13.5 miles for the week, which put me at 116.7 miles for the month, which put me at 1,692 miles for the year. So real quickly, let's focus on the yearly miles of 1,692. The yearly goal was 1,500 miles. It was originally 1,250. Halfway through the year, realized I was going to surpass that, so bumped it up to 1,500. And we clearly have surpassed that. We are 192 miles over it. I'm trying to finish off the year right around 1,700 miles. So we got 1 day left to get 8 miles. I think it's possible. So may even go a little bit over 1,700. We will see how I feel tomorrow, if I want to do an 8 or if I want to push it a little bit farther than that. So very excited about that yearly mileage. Was able to obtain that, was able to obtain both of those races, as well as a couple other challenges that I've challenged myself throughout this year. One of those challenges being doing a half marathon every single month, which I've been able to do. Another of those challenges I made a 7-Eleven challenge up. I made a God Bod challenge up in February, which I did. There have been challenges which I have failed. I wanted to do a lot of reading every day, just a little bit that failed. So there's some things I need to definitely work on. But there has been one challenge I have been doing every single month, and every single month I have completed so far. and that is the 100-mile challenge, which I accidentally mentioned earlier. And what the 100-mile challenge is challenging myself to run 100 miles every single month, and doing it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for the first 11 months and 12 months now, since we're closing this month out. Was able to run over 100 miles and complete the 100-mile challenge, and have donated and have been raising money for these great charities throughout this year. So we have raised money for 12 great charities, still raising money for the 12th charity, that being St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That is for the month of December. So if you'd like to donate to December's 100-mile challenge in honor of St. Jude's Children's Hospital, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story, or the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, you click within the link, it'll open up the actual Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. I would like you to keep in mind that all donations that do get made to this cause go directly to it. No portion of your donations are going to be going to Facebook. They've made the agreement to give every single percentage of your donation to this cause, St. Jude's Children's Hospital. But I do know times are tough and not everyone can afford to donate. And if that is the case, the next best thing you can do is you can click on that share button, because we are trying to raise awareness for these causes throughout this month. This one being St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So click on that share button, put it on your page, put it on your story, and help raise awareness for this cause this month. And get your donations in as well if you can do that. Other than that, let's kind of get ready to get into today's actual episode. Episode 364. It is day 364. But as always, right before we get into today's episode, which I just teased you on, I know, we have to go over today's word of the day for December 30th, 2021. So today's word of the day is astute. Astute means having or showing an ability to notice and understand things clearly. In other words, being mentally sharp or clever. Astute is today's word of the day for December 30th. Pretty good word of the day. Now, let's get into today's actual episode. Episode 364, day 364. Normally, this episode would be at the very last day of the month. Sometimes I have even missed it and have had to push it to the beginning of next month, the following month. But today, we're doing things a little bit different. So today, we are going to go over December's month in review. That is today's theme. It is month in review, December. And you will understand more about that tomorrow, why we chose today to close out the month in December review, even though we have one day left to really close it out, which, like I said, we will touch on tomorrow's run tomorrow to add to whatever we talk about here today. But today, in general, let's break down the month. Overall, month was a good month. Can't complain. Christmas was this month, obviously, being December. So holidays were here. And I was still able to obtain that 100-mile challenge, which actually, towards the very beginning of the month, was kind of a big worry for me. And I say that because the first couple days, let's look into these real quick. So the first couple days, I was able to really pump out the miles here in December, but that was rolling off of the PR for me in November of the amount of miles I've put in 1 month, which is 215.9. So 216 miles I put in the month of November. So rolling that into December, the first day I put in 6.25 miles. Then the second day in December, I put in 5.2 miles. And then the third day in December, I put in 3.1 miles. You can kind of see the trend here. And kind of what was really happening here was my foot actually kind of really started to act up. So I kind of really bumped it down a lot. Um, so then the fourth day within December, we kept it at a 3.1 mile. Um, and let me touch back on the third day and the fourth day. Those were a little bit slower days. I mean, these are all kind of slower days in general, just because I had just came off a 216-mile month. But the third and the fourth were great days for me. Took the third took out the dog. The fourth I took out the dog and the baby. Um, then the fifth was the last day within the week, and I ended it again with a 3.1 miler. And it was right around then when I realized well, before then I realized my foot was starting to act up. So I really wanted to step it back because I knew, one, I had a whole month ahead of me to finish off the run streak in general. And if I continued to push it, I didn't want the injury to get so bad where I wouldn't be able to run at all. So I had an upper foot injury on the top of my left foot. I think it was a slight bout of tendonitis in one of I don't know the actual tendon, so I can't name it, but my left foot on the top right part kind of goes across and down. It felt really weird on my left foot. Didn't necessarily hurt, but it felt like someone had just tied a shoe really tight, even when I was just walking with no shoes on. It just felt weird. Something just felt really off. So had someone kind of look at it. They told me that tendon was actually just swollen, that nothing was ripped or nothing was torn, and that kind of step it back and take it easy. So that's kind of what I did the following 2 weeks. I think that the next week I think I barely made 15 miles. Then the week after that, I think I barely made. Same thing, kept it really slow. So yeah, that was a 1.5 on day 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I did all like 1.5s. Let's see, on day 12, I think I might have did a little bit more. Yeah, I bumped it up again to 3. I think even before that, maybe 2, maybe 11, I did a 3. But all building up those first 5 days, I think I did another 3. So I take it back. I need to look at a different calendar here. Let's try this. That's what I need to look at. Here we go. So, yes, like I was saying, that week where I did a 1.5 on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, I did 1.5s. The 9th, I did a 2.2. The 10th, I did a 3.5. The 11th did a 3.1, 12th did a 3.1, 13th 3.1, 14th 3.1, 15th 3.1, 16th 1.5, 17th 1.5. So you kind of see, and I kind of took it down a little bit there. Obviously not too much, was still doing 5Ks. But from the month before, when I was doing strictly basically 7-mile runs, I think that's what I averaged for the whole month, was just a 7-mile run every single day. Taking it down to 3 that one couple week, third week for sure doing all 3. So the second week kind of doing a couple, I think, what did I say, 4 1s and then the rest 3s. So The month of December has been great. It's been a good month. Like I said before, I did do at the beginning of the month. I did a run with the dog and the baby, and then the 14th and 15th I did the same thing. The 14th I took the dog out, and the 15th I took the dog and the baby out as well. So the month of December has actually brought some very nice weather. One of these days, um, I can maybe pull it up on the phone. One of the days was actually so nice. I went out there in shorts, I believe, a long sleeve t-shirt. But that was it. It was just a t-shirt, long sleeve. Uh, so it was kind of unbelievable to get that kind of weather in December. It was 60 degrees in December. So it was crazy to be out there, but I had to take advantage of it. Um, Overall, December has been a great month for running, um, and was still able to again hit that yearly mileage, that or monthly mileage, and I already hit the yearly mileage as well too, but was able to hit that monthly mileage of 100 miles. We're at 116.7. It looks like we're probably gonna finish right around 125 for the month, which is a good number for me. It's right around 200K, just I think just a little bit short of it. So um, December, great month. Overall, looking back at it, a little scary there towards the beginning with the foot injury, but being able to kind of really push through and especially here towards the end, pump out these miles. The one day that truly, truly helped me out was going out there and putting in that 18-mile run. That took a huge chunk off of worrying about hitting the 100 miles. Just that day alone, um, if I just take that day out, I would have just hit 100 miles. Uh, so, I would just be right or just short of 100 miles right now. I would probably just hit 100 miles without that day. So that day really helped me out, took a huge chunk out of the month for me. But again, I am a little disappointed within that day. I don't think I even talked about it, but that was the third time hitting that Potawatomi Trail. Um, and it was actually the worst time I actually got on it. I did take a wrong turn within it, um, which was again the third time taking it, and this is I think after the third time I would know where I'd be going the most, but third time was the time I take the wrong turn. And third time is the time I think I get one of the worst times. I don't know if the worst, but it was close to around the first time. Um, and I don't even know how because I think I was doing a lot more running this time than I did that first time. So, um, either way, the month of December, great month. Hit the 100-mile challenge mark. Um, got the half marathon done within that actual trail run. So, got that challenge as well done. And now we just got tomorrow to finish off the whole entire year. Um, it's crazy and insane to think about. Kind of holding it back now, but it's kind of an emotional feeling. Just even being here, knowing I got one day left within the year of really kind of challenging myself to do something that a lot of people told me was impossible, told me not to do, told me I was an idiot, asked me why I would want to do it. I had plenty of people, maybe not necessarily purposely uh, uh, giving negativity towards me and the idea of this, but there was definitely plenty of it. Uh, that's not to say that I haven't had a lot of encouragement and people that have really helped push me to go for it and to continue on. There have been plenty of people that have done that as well. But when you do something as crazy as this, especially running a 50K and a marathon and just going out there and running every single day and talking about it and doing a podcast and posting about it and being so adamant about it, you're going to get people that are going to question it and not understand it and not get it, and that's fine. Again, I'm not upset with those people, and I get that they, try to maybe look out for your best interest without actually having it in mind. Um, I know a lot of the people that tried to hold me back from it, of doing this challenge, weren't doing it necessarily because they didn't want me to do it. They just didn't want me to possibly get hurt, or didn't want to see maybe what was possible. I don't know. Just know that it's kind of crazy to be this far along within the year. So, as always, your daily discipline for the day today, day 364 for your month in review. Those episodes, I always ask you to do the same thing. I ask you to, for your daily discipline today, it is to look back at the month and to think about everything that you have accomplished throughout this month, and everything that you have lacked, everything that you did not get done, everything that you have fell short on, and try to take that energy of really pushing yourself to get all that done into next month. So the day today for the month, or the daily discipline today for the month, it is to really kind of review this past month. What have you got done? What did you accomplish? Was it a good month? How could you make it better? How could you have done better? What can you do next month that you can improve from on this month? That is your daily discipline for the day today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Episode 364, day 364. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever other podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. Quick thing to touch on that I forgot to touch on within the month, because it is part of the month, but it was today's run. I did put in 4.8 miles, like I said, today, and I did it in honor of the kids from Oxford. Last month, exactly a month ago today, was the shooting at Oxford High School, where 4 kids were killed. And a lot of the running community here, especially in Michigan and especially in the Metro Detroit area, all today did a run in honor of Oxford. It was 4 for Oxford, and Maddie Matters were the hashtags for today's run. So just wanted to touch on that. Did get out there and do that run in honor of Oxford today, and Maddie Matters. So other than that, thank you guys so much for following along and listening along to the Defining Discipline podcast. I will see you guys tomorrow for the final episode of the year 365. Until tomorrow, get your daily discipline done, and peace out, guys. Thanks.